The topic of Carlos Mendoza, Boris, and Andres is that he's had to deal with urgent issues, meaning he's had to take on this Mets team and rebuild it this year. He's had to deal with a lot of setbacks and injuries, many. And this is where all the theories and hypotheses, they come into play about what Carlos Mendoza can do now with this team to best prepare it for the start of the 2025 season. Boris, knowing more or less what Carlos brings, what do you think he can achieve with this team that has the resources, even though for many it's depleted?
Well, even though it's said to be depleted, all the players, in the little that we've spoken with the players, say they're content with what they have. At least the editor told me he was thrilled to have Oso Polar there and that they believe they're in a better position than last year. There are some injuries, but that's part of the game. We have a month to sort it out, so you can't lose hope now, thinking that this team has all the tools to be competitive and to fight alongside the Braves to see who wins the division and moves on to the postseason. We know that last year, Carlos Mendoza started poorly, losing 6 games in a row, and then he adjusted the pieces, and suddenly this year they have more offense and a better team. Soto's decision is certainly going to help a lot, and if he turns things around, I'm sure he'll be thinking about how they're going to manage that pitching to contain their opponents, and they have the pieces. Let's wait. We have to wait and see. And about Acuna, well, it's up to Acuna to secure a spot on this team, so we'll see what this brings for the Venezuelans and for all of us in the next 2 weeks.
Without a doubt, that's going to be the topic where we have to see what Carlos Mendoza can do. Andres, how do you see the situation with Carlos Mendoza? How has he had to handle the crisis at this stage with the Mets? And especially with the fact that we now know that Luis Angel Acuna is fully fit, right? But how can he manage it? And what opportunities might Luis Angel have?
According to what I've seen on the New York Mets social media platforms and on various Major League Baseball websites, good management of the organization and team chemistry can help calm things down. Because even with 2 pieces of bad news concerning 2 star pitchers from the New York Mets, that chemistry, calmness, and composure that he shows right now, the Venezuelan might already be handling the crisis. Because looking for problems and getting alarmed, despite there being some issues, might cause you to stumble. And when you stumble in the major leagues, New York's public opinion will eat you alive. And Carlos Mendoza has managed public opinion very well in major outlets like the New York Post and similar platforms.
We've seen the camaraderie in the clubhouse, how they're having fun. They seem like kids, just enjoying themselves, and that's an essential part of baseball. You have to enjoy yourself to keep things flowing, stay motivated, and build a strong team atmosphere where everyone works together, supports one another, and plays with passion. Everyone can do their part so that the team can make it back to the postseason. I still believe they are favorites. The Braves have injuries. Every team has injuries, and the Phillies have injuries too. Actually, the least injured team, I believe, is the Phillies, because the Braves have their pitcher, and Acuna out now, and their catcher is also out for a while, whereas Philadelphia, I think, has just 1 injured player. It looks like Philadelphia has the best setup to start, but there are still 3 weeks left until opening day, and we'll see what Carlos can do. There's a team that has the money to make purchases, someone who can buy if they need someone else. They can make an investment. Let's see what happens over the next 2 weeks. We're going to see a lot of things, see what is really happening with the team. We'll have to keep analyzing it. In the meantime, we have to focus on all those young players who seem ready to make the leap, like Christian Cairo and Eduardo Lazaro, who seem to be competing for a spot. I think that's the most important thing about all these Venezuelans who are there, because anything we say about the Mets, there are still 2 weeks left, and we can't yet know what they're up to. If the Mets could afford to buy before, they can make changes and buy anyone.